What's going on, fellow gamer heads and anime nerds? It's your boy Raven37 Actual, and today we are back on my second channel, Raven Reactual. And it's been about 2 months since I uploaded a video, but I definitely wanted to get back into my reaction content. So today I am diving in headfirst, so to speak, and we're going to be taking a look at 3 different upcoming games that I will rank at the end of the video as far as level of how excited I am to play them, and also to find out whether you guys are excited to play them as well. So to start off with, we're going to be looking at, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be looking at the final preview for Dune Awakening. Now this is a game I've been really excited for since I first heard about it. Since the Dune movies dropped, I went and bought like a couple of the Dune novels. I read like 4 of them, I think. So I'm really into the whole lore of Dune, and the fact that Funcom is making a survival game based off of Dune. I mean, third person. Come on, that's right up my alley. So we about to go ahead and check out this trailer. Definitely gonna give my thoughts at the end of the trailer. I'm gonna try not to pause too much, but if I do see things, because it is a 10-minute trailer, so that's kind of long. But if I do see something I want to speak on, I'll definitely pause, give my thought, and then continue the trailer. But we're gonna go ahead and get it started.
There's only one thing worse than being chased across the desert by a sandworm in Dune Awakening, and that's getting eaten by a sandworm in Dune Awakening. Not only does the giant phallic cretin suck you down into the bowels of Arrakis, it eats everything you're carrying. Your clothes, your weapons, and especially your spice liquor. Suddenly you're respawning at your base in nothing but your underwear and are forced to do the run of shame across the sands to start rebuilding your inventory.
Oh,
It's easy to be skeptical about an MMO survival game set in the Duneverse, but after a few bouts of dehydration and sunstroke, the day I spent in Arrakis convinced me that Dune Awakening is one to watch. More than that, if the developer can deliver on its plans for the endgame, it could see an EVE Online-style future for its hardcore player base. This massive project is the work of Funcom, the studio of the Conan Exiles Dong Slider fame, and sets you on a path from broke-ass Arrakis hobo to an influential figure harvesting spice on an industrial scale and pushing their
oh no, I'm sorry. I had to pause it because that's funny as hell. The reason Funcom is the company they are now is because of a game called Conan Exiles, and yes, that was one of the main features that a lot of perverted ass people began playing the game on, because it has a nudity filter and you could actually control the size of your character's genitalia. And I'll just put it like this: hardcore servers, it was rough because you could climb and stuff, and folks would be, yeah. I don't need to elaborate any further. We'll continue. Let's go.
personal agenda at the Landsrad. It's got everything you expect from an MMO: intricate skill trees, PvP mechanics, base building and character customization, but with ornithopters and mind-altering substances thrown in.
Put your hand in the box.
Dune Awakening is set in a world where Lady Jessica had a sliding doors moment and chose to follow the instructions of the Bene Gesserit and have a daughter, Ariste, instead of the little twink we know and love, Paul Atreides. Cut to 29 years later, and the Harkonnens and Atreides are at war over Arrakis. The Fremen have been apparently wiped out, and alternative religions have evolved to fill the gap left by Lisan al-Gaib. The alternate timeline isn't meant as a nipple twist to fans, but Funcom needed the narrative space to make the player character consequential. Obviously, we did somewhat controversial, but I think very correct choice of creating the alternate history, which allowed us to detach a bit from what was going on in the movies and kind of focus on developing the game, he told us. It's also been very helpful in that it allows us to bring a lot of the big-name characters that people really want to interact with back into the story. So in the books, a lot of...
I think that's a good idea, just because creative licensing, you can change up the story, and like she said, you can bring back characters like Paul Atreides' dad, even though I'm pretty sure, well, he may not need to die in his alternate timelines, but it'd be cool to, interacting with the doctor and the guy who's like a human computer and stuff like that, and then Duncan Idaho. And if you get to meet these characters in game, I think that'd be a really cool experience, and also a shout out to the movies while also making their own path with a unique universe. That's just my thought on that.
The big name characters die off quite early. With our story, we get to keep them around, which is really cool.
Exactly.
There are obviously things that we want to include more of in the future that were very popular in the movies. We won't have sandworm riding at launch, for instance, but sometime in the future we'll look at that. If it still doesn't sit right, Dune purists should know that Funcom got the blessing of the Herbert estate for the project, working with it and the makers of the current movies to keep everything true to the lore. It influences everything from the skills you can learn to the crafting progression, and it's a key part of trying to ensure that Awakening stands out in an ever-growing pack. Survival games are all over Steam right now, and I've tried most of them. Drop me naked in a jungle and I'll happily bash rocks and branches together for hours. Abandon me penniless in a fantasy landscape and I'll be crafting swords before breakfast. Dune Awakening stands out the minute you exit character creation for one very stressful reason. Arrakis isn't exactly a tropical island or a verdant forested ecosystem. In the opening area, Haga Basin, there's no water, scarce wildlife and a distinct lack of coconuts. Oh, and the sun is like really, really hot, and you're susceptible to sunstroke. There are scavengers who want to kill you everywhere, and did I mention the sandworms?
No, I don't think you did. I think you might have skipped over that part. No.
For the first few hours, my entire life hinged on dewdrops, granite and plant fibres, and the advice of an NPC with a pet bat who babied me through covering the basics of weapons, armour and hydration until I could make it on my own. You're not totally pathetic during this time, thanks to a selection of abilities that you can unlock as you gain experience. I leaned into my manipulative wifey side and chose the Bene Gesserit skills, which gave me the power to compel enemies towards me and hang in front of me for a few moments before going back to trying to kill me.
She's using a voice on enemies. That's dope.
Don't get me wrong, I was still very much a toddler in the eyes of Dune Awakening. One ability I unlocked was better sunstroke tolerance, but by the end of the day in Arrakis, I had slightly better weapons and had mastered a super fast dash move that got me out of some trouble.
Oh, this is sick,
I could
man.
only dream of the wild combinations of ranged and melee combat combined with passive and active abilities that could be swapped in and out according to need, shown off by the developers, but the skill point acquisition felt fast enough that I'll get there without too much hanging around once I'm playing at home. You won't be tied to your first speciality choice either, so you'll be able to mix and match. The other starting classes are Trooper, Mentat, sort of recon and strategy focused, and Swordmaster. Another key element we only got a taste of was the very lifeblood of the Dune lore, spice. Spice is powerful in the world of Dune Awakening in every sense of the word, but it's also not easy to amass as a lone noob in the early hours. You'll find spice liquor and food in the world, which unlocks a brief period of prescient power, though it comes with withdrawal symptoms. But later in the game, you can build transports, harvesters, and automated spice collection system to score the quantities you'll need for trade, serious crafting,
insane,
or managing
bro.
a raging spice addiction. I suspect the value of spice to players versus the pain of collecting it will be something Funcom will be balancing long after the game is released. Producer Nils Ryborg also explained how the spice mechanic would work. I think spice is really cool, obviously super important in the lore, and we use it to, well, it has some story aspects that I won't get into, but it's also the fact that we can use it to improve the strength of our abilities and how well we get to interact with them. But then having the drawback of the spice addiction and needing more of it, more and more and more, a lot of the endgame systems being reliant on, hey, can you get enough spice to pay all your taxes for your huge base and have the correct political sway that you need and build whatever endgame things that you need to build? I feel that it's been a very rewarding thing to pull off because we're now allowing all the iconic things that you think of from the Dune books to become natural mechanics that fit very well into the game. He also explained how a spice addiction might affect you. If you're constantly high up on spice, you will start seeing weird and wonky things. It's fun, right? Because you're empowering your abilities, but you're also potentially putting yourself in the situation where you have worse possibilities.
That is insane. I mean, there are games that have like addiction in it, like Oblivion, Skyrim series, those sorts of things. But like, it's weird. But I'm not gonna say it's weird, but it's unique for them to make the spice pretty much the dominant. It's like the dominant resource. It's like a currency. It's like your wealth amassed or whatever. But also, it's a drug. So like you can abuse it, and you can use it to fund your in-game bases and trade and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting to see how they implement the. I mean, because the Fremen control the spice pretty much. I mean, aside from like the off-world people that come to harvest it, the people who really control it are people who control the desert or the Fremen. So this is going to be interesting to see, like, based off of your start class, how you can utilize spice to advance your own playthrough with your specific character design. I think, man, this is gonna be a huge game, and I'm here for this shit.
So you're balancing that whole act of, oh, I need to do this or this, and then also knowing that you need this resource for progression in other mechanics. So you're tapping into it now for a temporary boost for this fight, but long term you need it to pay taxes, gain political sway, and so on.
That's crazy.
Once you've learned to live Arrakis style, you can start to focus on more than just beverages. There's a simple building system so you can start to construct your base, or sub-fief, and which you'll slowly start to fill with machines that automate the basics of survival. A machine to extract water from blood that you can harvest from enemy corpses, another to purify the ores that you find. You'll need a fabricator to create armor and weapons. We only had access to very basic granite building blocks at the early stage of Dune Awakening, but options for customization will increase as you progress.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Personally, I can't wait to build some severe mansion with Harkonnen aesthetics. You can also copy your base to move as your focus turns to new areas of Arrakis, so none of that tedious multiple base nonsense that survival players are sometimes cursed with. It's easy to picture my time spent in a loop of harvesting materials, completing side quests or contracts, and taking out scavengers whenever I come across them. And I did come across them a lot. There are camps dotted around the map and enemies will respawn there on a regular basis, so you'll always have some walking blood bags to exsanguinate when you need to.
Nice.
At times the enemies in the camps felt a little cut and paste. Early on I was passing the same camps over and over as I ran across the map, staying in shadows to avoid the heat of the sun, and dealing with them started to feel like a grind. Close to the end of the demo, the development team took pity on us and spawned ornithopters, and it's easy to see how that issue won't reappear once you're not trudging back and forth across the map looking for a new supply of ore.
The flying is really what I'm looking forward to.
You're free
I'm
to
not gonna
wander
lie.
the desert collecting twigs, but there are multiple story arcs or journeys that push you deeper into the world. As well as Batboy's Arrakis 101 seminar, there's a Herbertian set of trials you're tasked with completing after a spy stream, and that's where things get trippy.
Arrakis is suffering.
That's the spice talking
Spoilers,
to
but
you.
the first, the trial of a cool, involves stealthing around a cavern to avoid the notice of a giant golden glowing eye. The weirdness was a welcome interlude in the cycle of harvesting materials, killing scavengers, and fulfilling basic contracts for the trade post, and I'm hungry to know what the other trials have in store.
Defiance leads to thought. Who is it that thinks?
Some stuff we didn't get to try for ourselves were the more social aspects of Dune Awakening. Prove your skills for survival and skullduggery in Arrakis, and you'll get to the end game, wielding influence at the Landsrad, where factions of players can make choices that will affect the world. Being as we were in the toddler end of the Dune Awakening pool, we only got to experience the PvE part of the experience, which with everything else I was trying to deal with felt like a blessing. The producer told us that while you can enjoy the game as a loner, those later social aspects will be vital to being an Arrakis kingpin, from taking on the tough dungeon-style eco-lab locations to trading for items.
The rules here are simple. Pay
So you
up
gotta
front
guild up.
and don't
That's-
cause trouble, or we'll toss you into the storms. Good?
It might not be easy living in the world of Dune Awakening, but as a Frank Herbert fan, I'm confident that the experience is in good hands. It's a combination of solid mechanics that put a twist on the usual scenarios, and a deep, deep obsession with the work of Herbert that strengthens the world building beyond the
Man, that
abilities
shit
of
looks
most narrative
beautiful.
designs. Yes, I'm basically peeing in my still suit with excitement, even after the Sandworm trauma.
This chick
All I
is
need now
hilarious,
is just
bro.
Funcom to add an ability to make a Muad'Dib my in-game pet, running on a hamster wheel, rather than just another furry blood bag. For more on Dune Awakening, don't miss the cinematic story trailer and the gameplay reveal trailer. And for everything else in the world of video games, stay in the shade on your way to IGN.
Now that gives me, like, I didn't think I could be more hyped about this game, but just like seeing it in action, I didn't think it was going to come together as well as it did. I mean, I've played Conan Exile since the first day it dropped and when it was free, and though it's made leaps and bounds since then, it's still like sort of your cut and paste survival game. But this is something really, really unique, and I am dying to get my hands on it. Um, from the base building to the in-game stuff where you have to guild up and use your accumulated spice to further your political goals and shit like that. That's very much like the story of Dune. So I am just like over the moon about this game, and I'm hoping that everything that they're showing actually makes it into the real game. I hope that eventually we can ride sandworms if we choose to be like Fremen or whatnot. It's so much things that I hope for this game, but from what I'm seeing, I am really, really excited. But like always, I want to know what y'all think, so let me know down in the comments, and we're gonna progress to our next video. Alright, so this next video, I am super, super, super excited to talk about and watch this next video, mainly because I am a huge anime fan, which I am going to be doing reactions to upcoming anime and things like that on this channel once I get my feet on running underneath me, and I can watch an episode, do a voiceover on it, and edit it up, and then post it on here. That's how I'm planning on doing it. But this game is based off of one of my favorite anime, which is Hitori no Shita, the Outcast. If you're into fighting anime, like martial arts style anime, I believe it is a Chinese animated anime, but at the same time, the hands that are thrown on this show, you will fall in love. I promise you. If you like fighting anime, definitely go check out Hitori no Shita, the Outcast. If you can get access to season 3, it's like a unicorn, but that is where some real deal hands get thrown. But I'm not gonna harp on about it. We just gonna watch the trailer and we're gonna get stoked. So let's hit it.
你败过吗？你能接受自己失败吗？所谓的趋吉避凶，该怎么选？
There you go. 求作战。
跑！你以为能跑得掉？离字火流星。
Parkour around town, bro. Like this looks so cool.
钳子上野法，百花缭乱。哎，
Yoink. Oh, I thought he was gonna take the bite. And this idiot just came and knocked him over. There's no point. Oh, that was so dope.
好大的阵仗！
The amount of control that like you have doing parkour is just insane, man. A D A W D. I'd have been fail. I'd have failed. I can tell. I can feel it. W. Let's go.
我们可不是那么容易被甩掉的。
Okay, so then it. Oh my! Slam the shit out of my boy. Who? Man, it's 3-on-1. Where the hell is Ho Ho at?
速战速决。
You. Yeah, this game ain't gonna be nothing but hands. It seems like I thought it was gonna be an arena fighter, but it may not be quite that. Cause I see you can lock on the enemies, so it may just be like boss stages. No, yeah, boss trials. We was right. I was correct. Oh, that is sick. Sorry. Beep, 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 beep. Bow. She is busting it. Yo, don't stay back. Ooh, that was a nasty spear. Yeah, you better dodge that, cause that's. Ooh, she fast as hell. Oh, that was a weave. Boom, yo. She's just a gun in human form, bro. That is insane. There you go. The champ, the GOAT.
棋逢对手，当全力以赴。
The old dudes on this show are all beasts. Like, they are all insane. Yeah, he's standing, bro. He's standing like a monster. You. Wow. Get your ass, boy. Old man is not playing, bro. I told y'all, man. If you see an old man in the anime, bro, just stay away. Just stay away. Bro had to use his ult to get that wily ass old man off. Oh no, not Ho Ho. She finna beat your ass, Joe. Why don't she have her meat cleaver like in the show? She's got like a regular knife. Oh no, big homie. Yo.
就算要败，我也要知道是败给了怎样的力量。这就是术士的手段。
Oh man.
简简单单的。
It's so much.
多少钱？我必须帮你问。
Yo, that I don't even think I thought to pause it during that because I was just watching it and just like having the nostalgia trip to watching Hitori no to the actual anime. It really fits the narrative of the game because like I mean the anime because for the most at the beginning of the anime, Chosaran is running around and he don't know what's going on. He's getting chased by all these motherfuckers, and then he kind of like gets folded into this martial arts world, and then he starts participating in all these tournaments and stuff. So yeah, it definitely looks like a tip of the hat to the anime, and which is also what makes me super duper excited to get my hands on that as well. Wish this on Steam, you goddamn right, I already did. Okay, so we got one more video to watch. Let's see, what was it? Exodus. Oh yeah, this was a game that I just happened upon. I don't know for sure right now whether it's coming to like Xbox or whether it's just going to be on PC or anything. I guess maybe we'll find out when we watch the trailer. But it's only 2 minutes. But the from what I did see from the game, as far as like me playing Starfield and different sci-fi shooters like that, this looks right up my alley. So if you like those kind of games, then it might be right up yours as well. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna take a look now. So let's hit it.
Preparing to transfer now. This is your last chance to bail, June.
Do it.
Ooh. Archetype Entertainment. Shout out to Archetype, because this game looks dope.
Loaded weapon is a hell of a way to greet your new partner.
So you're June.
We're burning time. Now that we're all best of friends, let's make each other rich.
I'm not just here to look pretty.
Yeah, buddy. Get rich in
Got
this.
away with celestial tech.
Armored Bear is crazy work, bro.
I see a lot of potential in this new partnership.
Let me light the way for you.
Target acquired.
Stealth mechanics confirmed.
Many thanks again for your help.
You should have been honest.
This place is forbidden. The price is death.
That's what it means to be a traveler.
Okay. I don't think that one was long enough for me to like pause and talk about. But Become the Traveler, PS5, Xbox Series S, yes, and PC gaming. But yeah, Exodus definitely looks like it's got some things that remind me of Mass Effect in it, with like the character relations and then being in the space sci-fi atmosphere. Definitely reminds me of Mass Effect. Seems like it's a single player game, but if it is co-op, that'll make it even cooler to be able to, you know, play through the campaign with other people. But as far as the gameplay mechanics, I mean, y'all saw them yourself. Like, you can like use a grappling hook to swing across gaps, and they're like, it seems like anti-gravity areas and things like that. And just the combat mechanics, man, they look really, really good. I'm hoping to see more about this game in the near future. I didn't see anything about a release date. Let's actually check and see if they say. Become the Traveler. Exodus game. No dates or anything. Okay, cool. Got it. So, yeah. Those are the 3 games that I wanted to take a look at today. Dune Awakening, Exodus, and dang, how did I forget the second one? Oh, Hitori knows to the Outcast. Alright, so first off, I feel like from least excited to most excited, I would say, because I know so little about Exodus, I would put that at 3 right now. It's a real toss-up between Hitori Nosta and Dune Awakening, but I am going to say that because even though I've been an anime fan for way longer than I've been a Dune fan, it's just like the story of Dune. It's just really current and it's really trendy, I guess, or is really of the moment right now for me. So because of that and because of all of the details, the survival game aspects, the building, the combat, and the multiplayer function of Dune and the replayability factor, I would say I put Hitori Nostra at 2 and Dune Awakening at 1. But my opinion is just my opinion. I want to know what y'all think. So definitely let me know down in the comments which games, if any of them, are you excited to play, are you looking forward to, and if you are looking forward to all 3 of them, let me know your rankings and let me know which ones you think are deserving of being more excited about. But that is about it for this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it a wrap here. If you made it this far, I definitely would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I'm just getting this channel off of the ground, and I'm planning on really making 2025 a year where I focus on not just my gaming content, but also put a heavy focus on reactionary content. So if you enjoyed this content, if you watched it for a second or a minute or an hour, just know I appreciate the shit out of you. But if you did enjoy it, definitely hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. You'll know the next time I drop another video. And I have to figure out a way to start making shorts for this channel, but I am going to figure it out. But like I always like to say, hope you guys have a safe, happy, healthy morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is when you're seeing this. And I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Actual out.